Well, how's it going? We're at day one without weed. So no THC, no anything weed related. So yeah, last night when I made my day zero video, if you couldn't tell, I was properly blasted. And it was a good day zero, you know, I enjoyed the day. But today is, you know, my day one without weed, and I don't foresee it being too strenuous or anything. To be honest with you, the last tea break I took was in April or May. I took a 2-month break. I was looking for a new job, and I got to thinking last night. My situation at work is going to be changing here in the end of the month, and you know, it's one of those things where when you don't know what's going to happen, you know, the best you can do is place your faith in things that, you know, everything will work out. And the only way that I can really place my faith in that is to do everything that I can to facilitate that and to meet that opportunity when it comes. And the only way to do that is just to, you know, take matters into my own hands rather than wait another week or two and have the question mark above my head of whether or not, you know, I can pass a urine test if I need to, or whatever, right? And that's not the only reason why I'm doing a tea break, but it is the primary reason. And you know, living in a legal state, it's almost asinine that I have to even worry about, you know, taking a urine test and failing for THC and having that be, you know, a determining factor in whether or not I can hold a job, you know, just because somebody smokes a joint or even a you know, 2 hits of a pipe, you know, 4 days ago, and they take a test and they end up failing and they can't get a job because of something they did 4 days ago. That's just, you know, it's weed. It doesn't last that long, you know. But I don't want to get too political or anything here, and I don't want to divulge a bunch of personal information right off the bat. I'm gonna leave you little nuggets of my own experience as we go on through this month. But the last tea break I took a couple months ago, it was more than a couple months ago, back in April and May. I will admit I got really depressed. I got really depressed. So it'll be interesting to see if that rears its head again. But yeah. Alright, so as I was saying, I don't want to divulge a bunch of personal information in one video. I would rather, you know, spread it out. I'll tell you more and more and more about my relationship with weed and you know, how I use it and whatnot as we go on throughout this month. But to hold myself accountable, I thought that it would be sufficient to use the scale. It's not the most accurate scale, but I'll show you here. Why not, right? So just for reference, this is about all I got left here. Okay, it's about a bowl's worth, not a whole lot. You know, I wouldn't even call that a gram. It's probably, you know, it's a very small bowl's worth. Okay. So I'm doing the same thing that I did in my last series. I'm leaving this for the month, right? This is what I'm using to hold myself accountable. And I guess it's a little different, you know, with weed, because it's like, even if I didn't have this, if I was insanely desperate, you know, I could always resort to the ungodly act of smoking resin. But we're not gonna get that low down and dirty. All right, we're gonna hold true here, and I'm gonna throw this on the scale a couple times, and we can, you know, get the average out, because I noticed that my scale was off about a gram or two earlier when I was testing it. Not with this, with just a few objects that I had laying around, and you know, it's a pretty minimal range of error, but when we're talking about something that's weighed in grams, it's kind of a big deal, right? So that's why I'm going to use a range. But, you know, I only use the scale for weighing my cat's food when he's eating dry food, so that way I can keep track of his calorie intake. But, you know, I figured might as well use it to hold myself accountable too, right? So yeah, let's go throw this on the scale real quick. Alright, let's fire this on. Notice I'm at grams, and I'm just going to weigh the whole jar, because it's going to be like splitting hairs trying to weigh that little thing. So let's weigh the whole jar. It's at 196. We'll do this a few times here. 196. See that? 196. Alright, and we'll tear it a couple times just to be on the safe side here. 196. Alright, I guess 196 is the number. But even if it's off, I think it'll be pretty easy to tell if something is missing from that little thing, right? Alright, well, that's what we're at. Alright, so in keeping with what I did for my last series, I'll let you know how my day has been without weed, alright? So, it's been pretty average so far. I mean, I did, you know, mow the lawn, which typically I would, you know, smoke a little bowl for, but, you know, I'm kind of convinced that Hank Hill from King of the Hill would be a closet pothead if he, who probably does know how enjoyable it is to mow the lawn while they're high, right? But, yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but before my last tea break earlier this year, I was pretty much smoking all day, and that was primarily because I was working at home. And after the fact, I've pretty much narrowed it down to just the evening. So it'll be interesting to see how the night will go without, but it shouldn't be too bad. Probably be having quite a few crazy dreams, but I'll update y'all on that tomorrow. And yeah, so if you're here, I have a feeling that you probably are curious or thinking about doing this too, so why don't you jump on that train and do it with me? Alright, well, I'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a good one.